you are doing well. Hopefully this is going okay. It just showed me streaming twice. Let me come over to the chat. Oh goodness, I'm not seeing anybody chatting just yet. Let's see. Hopefully some folks will come and there we go. I'm not seeing anybody here yet, but hopefully we will see some folks here in just a minute. Today, as the top indicated, we're going to play with the beautiful Mushroom Cottage. I'm so excited to play with this set. As I looked and I thought that Lydia had used it, but she had shown it. So she hadn't used it in a project. So hi everybody. I think it's taken a second for everything to catch up. I was a little nervous because there was nothing there. So I was a little scared, as you can be. So yes, okay. I am getting everything ready. We are going to be playing. I think I just ran this through with no paper. Look at me go. It's one of those days, my friends. I'm going to switch us down, actually, after we turn on the camera. Camera would be very good here. And we have Bernadette behind the badge. Yes, she just posted that. Make sure you share to win a chance at a $15 gift certificate. And maybe the Mushroom Cottage is coming home to you. So we'll see after today. I wanted to show you guys how you can put our new fabulous cardstocks, right? We're going to be using crimson today. I wanted to show you how you can pair these with your inks. So you can use the inks and the paper. You can use the inks. So whichever way works for you. And welcome, Connie. Thank you so much for joining us. First timer. Yay! Welcome, welcome. Thank you so much for joining. All right, so now that the camera is on, it's been one of those days, my friends. One of those days. So we're going to go ahead. You can see I started prepping here a little bit. So I wanted to make sure we had enough time to make a project today. And I'm probably going to stretch these mushrooms just a little bit so we can make 2 cards. But I did pull out a card that I had made with this set previously. Now, this is oldie but goodie cardstock from Altenew. This was Red Apple, I think it was called, and this is Forest Glades. So I was using up some of my cardstocks there. So I'm so excited to create a card with you. Now in here, you can kind of see really light clouds. In person, they're really light, so they're harder to see on there. So you could accomplish that with your cloud stencil. You could do that with your cloud. We have a cloud embossing folder. Lots of options to get those clouds on there. Don't know if we'll do the clouds today. Reorganizing my space and don't always know where the stuff goes to. I know in real life, mushrooms, not my thing. In the Altenew sphere, as we'll call it, absolutely my thing. All right, so what I'm doing is I'm separating out because I've already die cut some things. We still have to cut our leaves out of this. I did cut out of the red cardstock there, and I've got a little bit of that tape stuck on the back of there. All right, so going to move our dies, and I've already gone ahead and cut the little cobblestones. This is out of pale gray cardstock. I'm not sure if that's still in stock at Altenew, but as you know, we have all these beautiful colors coming in, and so keep your eye out for beautiful colors you can use. Bernadette, could you check on that and see if the pale gray cardstock is still a thing? I'm an oldie Altenew-y. So I have a stockpile or a collection of lots of beautiful Altenew products in my stash. So I like to use them occasionally. And, the good news is, like I said, things are coming that are going to help you. And if you see me using like Forest Glades, you're going to be getting those papers coming soon to a wonderful, wonderful shop, Altenew, near you. I also want to mention there is a fabulous new class with Leigh Ralston, otherwise known as I Am Mommy Leigh. She is fantastic. If you may remember, she did brush lettering with us in the March mindfulness retreat this year. And she had so much to teach us. Like she had so much stuff to teach. We actually have brought her back for her own class, and it is amazing, folks. I've been watching the videos and seeing the projects. It's absolutely fabulous and amazing. So if you are interested at all in the brush lettering, or if you're interested in our dual tip pens, this is the class for you. It will be a fabulous class, lots and lots of fun. All right, I'm just putting my pieces here. As you see, I'm kind of putting these in. Yes, pale gray's in stock. Happy dance, happy dance. All right, you can't see it, luckily. Luckily, you can't see the happy dance from there. It's a little scary. I get very excited about papers, as you may imagine. All right, so I'm putting these all together. I think we've cut everybody except actually, we're missing did it stay in the paper? Did we not cut it? We can go back. Oh no, we only got 2 of those. All right. Do we only have 2 of those? We only have 2 of those. We're not panicking. We're panicking for no reason. Okay. It's good when you panic for no reason, as opposed to panicking for a reason, because we have these 2 that we've cut out. So I'm just looking, making sure what we have. We have our stones off to the side right here, which I'm just leaving because we're not going to really do much with them. We may add a little gray. We'll see how time goes. And then we have our little mushroom here. That's what I didn't cut, my friends. That's what I didn't cut, is I put it on my cutting plate. You can see it here. I need my 2 blank mushrooms to go with these 2 little pieces. So we're going to cut these out of water. Yeah, you can't see my happy dance. It's way off camera behind a desk. I don't even think a drone in my window could see my happy dance. Thank goodness. It's a little awkward, but you know what? It's me. I'm a little awkward. I'm quirky. I'm awkward, but you know what? I love it. I embrace it. It is who I am. So I'm going with it. Isn't this set so adorbs? I mean, seriously. Now, the other day we discussed, right? Popping that cute little camper maybe. So like maybe some folks were going on like a little tour to see the gnomes and fairies living in their mushroom cottages. No, because they're fancy. They have cottages. They don't just live under a mushroom. They have a fancy cottage. That's exciting. I'd like a fancy cottage instead of living under a mushroom, I think. What about you guys? Would you like to live in a fancy cottage or under a mushroom? So many great pieces. I feel like you could make, yes, you could. You could sit with these. You know, how Jennifer McGuire talks about, she takes pieces with her and she likes to work on them. This would be a great set. Cut multiples of this and take it with you and just put these pieces together. Then you go home and you have all these pieces. Now, as you saw, and we're going to do some surgery on the leaves, I think, a little bit. That's the great thing. You get 3 separate leaves, but you also get this big, huge cluster, right? But it doesn't mean we have to use it that way. We were given it that way. Doesn't mean we have to do that. Now, I'll show you on that card, right? You could so easy do a slim line. So easy do a slim line with this, right? So, that would be a great, put all these little houses on a slim line. How cute would that be? All right, so these inks are oldies but goodies too, my friends. Vanilla cream, hazelnut, and almond butter. And they are from the Delectable Delights family. And I am just looking for my Delectable Delights small blending tools really quickly. There we go. I usually grab those right before the video started, but our system did something a little different. I put the description in and then it's like, what's the description? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I already put it in. I forgot. So Panic at the Disco. All right. So we're going to go ahead and I've arranged my pieces and I just want to show you too, like, yes, there are a few little pieces that go on the ledges here, but they're not bad. They're not like unworkable pieces. Okay, so these here, we're going to work on with hazelnut. These ones here and the ones over here that I have, these 2 others, we're going to do vanilla cream. So let's start with our vanilla cream first. Okay, and I got my big brush so that I can just kind of go and get it all colored. We're serious today. So serious. Now, as you know, I'm not getting a hugely perfect blend. I'm not looking for that. I want to add some extra color over there. So I think we're going to step it up. And our next step, feel like we're doing a little crafty ink foxtrot here. Our next step is going to be the hazelnut. And I just want to add a little bit of that right down the side of my mushroom. Okay. And then this one, since this guy, well, he looks like he needs a little bit more of a tan, right? And then we'll put, now, another important tip I'm going to give you. When you ink blend, my best advice to you is assume there are no more layers. My pink mat is a sticky mat. I used a lot of pink, and so I don't have as beautiful a mat as the fabulous JC Gaspar, but I'm working on it. I'm working up to getting a beautiful mat like JC. You gotta work to earn the beautiful mat like JC. You gotta have a lot of pink on there. You gotta make it gorgeous. All right. So when you're layering die cuts, so pretend there are no more layers, right? So this goes for stenciling too for me. When I look at a stencil, I'm like, okay, this is it. No more layers to this. There's nothing else. I don't have any more layers. What am I going to do to add interest to this, to add detail? Okay, so that's why I'm adding all this ink on here. And I'm adding it all on the left side because I'm staying consistent, but I'm acting like I'm not going to layer any pieces, because the honest thing is if I layer over it, right? No bigs, no problem, right? But if I don't layer over it and then I have that extra detail, how wonderful is that? And I've decided the more and more that I work with projects like this, then it takes more time to analyze. Am I going to cover this? Am I not going to cover this? So I'm going to spend 10 to 15 minutes figuring out what I'm covering, what I'm not covering. And I could just go ahead and add the detail. Look at this, 30 seconds and I'm done. And I'm not analyzing. Am I going to add it? Am I not going to add it? And again, these inks dye the paper. Look how quickly that soaks right in. So we could get very tricky, right? Get a little tricky. Now we're going to go easy. And I'm reminding myself, that's why I'm saying it so forcefully, because I'm reminding myself, because I am the bull in the china shop when it comes to anything really in life. That's how I greet life. I'm a Taurus. So I always say I greet life like my astrological sign. So I'm adding this because it's going to dye that paper and it's going to go back a little bit. So I'm adding that in there, just on the edge, just a little bit. I'm trying to be restrained, right? So big difference, right, between those two. Look at that, just that little line of color. Huge difference. Okay. Yes, I know. All of us have different colored sticky mats, but the pinks, I think, win the day. My friend Karen has a beautiful blue mat. Hers has a blue design on it. So she had used some blue ink on there. And so now it's dyed blue, but it's a really pretty blue. So that's the thing. Some inks do dye, so you just, if it does, it's okay. You just, you have a little interest. And for me, for someone that struggles with using new product when it comes in, like I'm like, oh, little retail therapy, right? Buy it. Then it sits on my desk. So it proves I've used it. So for me, I'm like, yes, see, I used it. I didn't just buy it, I used it. All right, so we're going to just clean this little mess up. I'm not going to put that. That's alcohol. I'm not going to put that on my mat. Remember, this is a big stamp. Big stamp. And I know there's some rumblings out there about folks that put alcohol on their stamps, but I was always taught you should not touch photopolymer with alcohol. So I'm going to stick with that, but you do what you believe and what you think works in your space. But for me, I'm not going to do that. Okay, so for these ones, these would actually be the hazelnut And they are going to be I'm going to put some almond butter on them as well. Okay. Oh, I was supposed to grab milk chocolate. So I will grab milk chocolate. I forgot those were our little doors. I thought that was the almond butter. I apologize. It's across the room here. I've got my crisp dye inks and my fresh dye inks are across the room from each other. I don't know. Just storage wise. It's not like they're staring at each other down or anything like that. Okay, so all these little windows with this, the windows, and this tall one looks like it goes over here. I'm just going to run that milk chocolate over there. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I get a few too many pieces here. Oh, this is white. This is white. All right. So we're going to move those over. Oh, with the other one that's white. Then we have 3, 7. We have 3 and 7. All right. So now, you don't always have to go. I'm just going to run the milk chocolate over these, okay? Just so we get that going. And I've kind of segregated the colors here. So this will be my lightest, my almond. And then I'm kind of trying to add different shadows to the doors with my milk chocolate. Okay, and I'm making a mess again. But I'm ink blending like a crazy girl, but I'm having fun. Oh, I don't know. I know these colors. I don't think I have. Well, I have ice cream that's vanilla, but it's covered in the chocolate, those fudge bar things. So what I'm going to do, because I don't want a lot of this dark color on there, but like we did with the other one, I want some interest, right? So I'm just going to blend what I have, and I can pick up some of that extra over there that's hanging out. And I'm just going to blend it down. And I can go back and get a little bit more. So I'm starting with my darkest. And you may be going, whoa, Nellie. Okay, girlfriend, you said you're heavy-handed and you're like coming out hot here with the dark colors. Shouldn't you go with those last? Probably. But you know what? That's the fun of crafting. We'll find out, won't we? Okay. Yes, share my loves, because that $15 gift certificate at Altenew goes a long way. There's always something amazing on sale. That's how I built my Altenew collection. I was so bad. I would wait up every Sunday night until 11:59 so I could check the weekly sale and see what was on sale that week. I was so excited for it. I just couldn't wait. I was so excited. And I still get so excited. I'm like, oh, do I need that? Do I need another one? Do I need more of that? Now, you can do a 3 blend, right? So I was just going to do hazelnut on these. You could do a little bit of the almond butter. Just checking I have my labels on there. You could do a little bit of the almond butter coming in, okay? And kind of giving that milk chocolate a nice blend. And I find too, sometimes when I blend over the darker color, with a lighter color, I'm going to get a little bit of a lighter color. Now, it doesn't always work. It doesn't work for every color, but some, if I go over that really dark color, I'm going to get a nice blend and a nice look. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with vanilla cream and finish the day. So just if you're blending, think of it. Have you ever tried blending quote unquote backwards? Because in our industry, this is kind of backwards, but for me, it works. And I like the effect I get sometimes. And so if I'm looking at these and I'm saying, oh, geez, that kind of blended together, that's where I can come back and I can add just a scotch more because I added that lighter color. Remember I said that over the milk chocolate? When I was adding that could put the color back a little bit. So I'm just going to add that and get that highlight. It's almost like artist markers or watercolor. Sometimes you have to go back in and reestablish that highlight. And I lost it on my doors too because it's doing its job. This ink is doing a very good job. It is dyeing the paper just like it's supposed to. Okay, so we got that. Now we're going to come in and we're just going to use light hazelnut over here. So I might not even, because I don't want it to get too dark, right? I don't want it to blend too much with my other pieces, and I've gone quite dark on my other pieces. Now the other thing is I like using the small brush because the color is more dispersed. So I'm likely to get a nice light look because my color's dispersed. Hopefully that makes sense. The denser the brush, the more pigment in a smaller area. Okay. Imagine trying to fit, so we'll consider the color like kittens. So imagine trying to fit 10,000 kittens into a little car, you know, that kind of thing. You're trying to get that color in there. So if you have a bigger car, you're going to disperse the kittens better. If you have a smaller car, those kittens are all going to be tied together. They're going to be nice and lots of kittens. So that's just a very odd reference. But you know, it is relative to the ink blending brushes. The larger the brush, that will go. Are these inks? Absolutely. These inks are fabulous for using with your artist markers. They are water-based, okay? So that means that you're not going to move the ink. Buttercream, limestone are two great colors that I like to use if you wanted to do like a no line coloring. You get a really, really beautiful effect. You can also, again, because they're water-based, you can also use them to watercolor. So again, the buttercream and the limestone, great, great, great for artist alcohol marker coloring or for watercolor. And that works for both the crisp and the fresh dye inks because they both are water-based. Everybody says that, you know, I just dropped one of those little pieces and I found it. Oh my goodness. Holy Toledo. Wow, look at that. I found that on the floor. Look at that. I thought I was having a rough day. I'm having a good day, man. Look at me go. All right, now I'm going to show you how we can mix and match and mingle our pieces. Okay. It's always important to clean your dye out, and I'm not going to do that on here because it's boring to watch, but I just wanted to get my other little piece, and then I'm going to grab the crimson. So this is going to add some beautiful, beautiful detail to our project. And my crimson is right here. And then we're going to grab a brush. Just looking for the red one. Looking for the red one. I think that's pink. But you know what? We're going to go with it. We're going to call it red. I think it's grapevine, but we're going to call it red. So we're going to use crimson on crimson. Okay, and what that's going to do is you're going to get this nice blend. And again, I'm getting really big spots of this ink because I'm using this smaller tool. Okay, and it would be darker up in here under the base of the mushroom. And this is going to blend in as well. So if you want to get that really dark effect, if you're like me and you're like, dimension, 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 I love dimension, then I suggest you pull the next color, not the next color of cardstock, but the next color of ink, and you add that to your project too. Just like we've added, you know, the 4 colors essentially in Delectable Delights, we're going to do 2 colors on here because see, you can see it's starting to come together, starting to have that little bit of shading there. But as always with color, I want more. I want more. I want more. Okay, I saw a question there. I just want to go scroll up. Are the small dies all one die? If so, I love that. No. So, well, yes, the small dies. Yes, small dies. So these are the little windows. Oh, I missed a window. Okay, we're gonna have to give him a little blenderoo. So he's all, and I can put the dies together. So the windows are all on one die, which is great. And if I wasn't speed cutting, I could have kept them organized. And then all the little stones are together. Okay. The little white window parts are together. The 3 tan mushrooms are together. And then you have these other bits, the other mushrooms that are going to be the vanilla cream, or whatever color you choose. Whatever color you choose will be fabulous, as you know. All right, so now we're going to add low velvet because you know what? We can. So I figure, why not? So I'm coming in hot. I'm coming in on crimson with velvet because, again, it's going to do its job. And, you know, Altenew inks always show up for a hard day's work ready to go. So they're going to dye that paper and they're going to do an excellent job at it. So I have to add that dark ink if I want to get that really dramatic effect, which of course I always do. So I'm going to assume, because we have those vines that are going to be hanging over our little cottages, so I'm assuming it would be dark underneath where I'm blending and on top. So I'm leaving kind of like a lighter, I'm leaving the crimson cardstock alone in the center, so to speak. Now, if this still isn't dark enough for you, you could try another red, okay, or like the grapevine, you could try something like that. I also, if you just go on the edges, you could come in with a little black. And I know I just heard, but it's going to look really, really great. So I don't have a little black brush. I don't think I have a black brush at all. Well, I do now. Okay. And do I have a black? Oh, I have jet black. Okay. I'm like, do I have a black ink? I just want to show you this because it's terrifying, right? I'm telling you to take your beautiful piece here that you've blended it, you're happy, life's good. Like me, you found a little twig piece of paper on the floor. Life is happiness today. But then the silly lady that's crafting says, hey, let's take out the black ink. And you're like, whoa, Nellie, you lost me. I'm out. Sorry. Nope, not happening. All right. And I'm going to do this little guy up in the corner. I'm keeping it up in the corner because I've had that red all over the place. And have I cleaned it really well? Well, this is where I'd find out. And I don't want to. So I'm just going to keep him up here where he was. And he can kind of mind his own business, getting a little bit of hazelnut put on there and there. So now we're complete, I think. All right. Because like I said, I was die cutting before. I wanted to get a lot die cut so we would have time to color and assemble. All right. So now, okay, if you have to look away, I understand. But look at this beautiful, look at that. Look at that. I mean, it's just like maybe the sunlight's hitting it. All right. So now I'm starting way off, like way, because I just barely want my brush to touch this. And I'm probably not going to go all the way around. Okay. So I say probably because you never know with me. Okay. But so this is what has happened. So I've got that kind of dark, beautiful black color. Now, if you're going, oh my gosh, no, girlfriend, what did you do? Come back in your velvet. Okay. I'm going to blend over it. So it's still a nice dark color, right? But you're blending that velvet. I'm reblending over that so I can blend that color kind of in. So I'm working it in there. Okay. So I'm just going to add this one. I got a little bit right here. Now I would have preferred to use my micro, like the 7, but I just didn't have one yet for black. I don't use black like this very often. So this is something we're doing together that's scary for both of us. But I have to say, I love it when I see people's projects and it has that black on there. I think it looks very effective. It does. It adds a really, really great kind of detail that maybe you don't expect. Now, you don't want to go in bull and china shop, right? We don't want to do that. We don't want to do, or maybe you do. If you want to, you go. You do it. You guys rock it. I don't want to. So, and then I'm just going to come in and I'm going to reblend. Okay, so I still have that black color. I still have that depth, right? But I've also got that red. In case I had any like weird marks from my black blending brush, I just kind of want to make sure Like the red's the star of the show here, you know? Now, if this is getting to the point where you're like, whoa, that's too bright, like that section is too bright of a halo for me, then you can just take a brush, preferably a bigger one. Okay, so let me put this one away. And this looks like my reddish orangey brush. So what you could do is take a little of the ink. I'm going to tap way off in here, way off. And you can come in and lightly just go over that area if that's too light, way too light, too much of a highlight. And you can take away some of it. Now, you don't want to take away all of it. You want that highlight. Always remember, the light shows the dark, okay? So you want to have those light areas so that you can pop out those dark areas. Because if you just come in and you have just one shade of color, your project's going to be gorgeous. If that's how you do your projects, that's going to be gorgeous. But the step up from that of just what I call blocking color, because all you're doing is adding color, right? You're just coming in and bam, you're throwing that color in there. So I call that blocking color. And that's something we usually do as newer crafters because we don't know the techniques. We don't know how to go in and we don't know how to add those little details, that little dimension that's really going to make it all pop. And that's a great thing. Oh, yeah, I can show you those. These are my favorite. No problem for asking. These made my life complete. I don't know at this point. I know Altenew is going to make me even happier next month. I don't know how, but these have been, oh my gosh. So in the package, when you buy them, they're the beautiful white. Oh, I think I have, oh, that's gray, but it's close enough. You'll get 2 of the 7s and 2 of the 10s, and they're flat. They're fabulous. They're like these, just smaller. Okay. So this is 1/10 of this. And this is 1/7 of this. So same thing, same bristles, same pack, all that, just the smaller size. And the beautiful thing about those, you don't have to mask on stencils. So exciting. And those are the micro blending brushes. Bernadette, could you pop those in there if you have a second to pop those in? That would be fabuloso. All right. So what we're going to do is, I just want to be able to show you. We get a half an hour. We can make 2 cards in a half an hour. That's nothing. LOL. You watch, I'll get caught short today. We won't get 2 because I'm like, that's nothing. I just wanted to show you all the dies. I'll put them back in their holster here. So we have the mushroom topper dies. Okay, those are the mushroom toppers. And then these are the little stemmy pieces. Okay. I like to just tuck everything as close as possible. That way, if I run out of space, I run out of space, but it's not for me not trying. And these are also the stemmy pieces. Okay. I'm going to put those in there. These are the pieces we did in the browns. So let's see. Can we fit those? Ooh, if we move him, this is like a Tetris game. So if we move him, put him up here. I wanted to save over that side. I'm going to leave him out. I'm not going to put him in yet, the leaf guy. But the leaf guy cuts all the leaves in one too. But you get 3 separate leaves plus the big cluster, which I'll show you in just a second. But I'm going to leave him out. We might go ahead and we might use some more of that. So we're going to put these down here. And then we have room over here. I put that one up there. And then I can stretch that one maybe. Nope, I can stretch the other one though. I got satin masking tape in here. So I'll put him here for now. I think I have plenty of room. And then what do we do when we do this? We count. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have them all. So see, I'll have plenty of room for this leaf cluster up there. But these are all of the mushroom pieces. Okay, so the bigger pieces are separate, but the mushroom caps are together. And then the white caps are down here, the doors, and then this. So if you keep these, oh, and I have this in my hand. If you keep these together, coming off the dies, the cutting machine, you could just put these immediately on your sticky mat, color them, move them, put these on your sticky mat, color them, move them. So you could get like a little process going. All right, so we may need more leaves. So we're gonna reserve a little bit. So I think what we're gonna do, oh, film case. I think what we're gonna do today, because, well, A, we can, and B, why not? Let's have some night mushrooms. Let's have some night mushrooms. I'm going to pull out sapphire. So let's pretend the sun is set and we're creating a night scene. Oh, oh, Kathy, that is a case of faking it till I make it, my friend. Oh, yes, Roberta, night and day, my friend, with those brushes. They're amazing. If you don't know, Roberta's talking about these ones we previously had. These are the detail blending brushes. There's a 5, 7, and a 10 in here, but they're angled. So see, they're angled, right? They're not flat. So a little bit different. Yes, Helena, that's a good tip. That's a very good tip. I've usually ripped them off and I haven't put them back correctly. You know what I'm going to do? I have a dear friend who lives in Ireland and she's always making 6x6 cards. And I made a 5x5 card the other day and I was so proud of it, but I never make 6x6. So I'm going to make a 6x6 card. So here I can show you just proof. I made a 5x5 card. I was so proud of myself. So I'm going to make a 6x6 card for my dear friend Avril, who always makes beautiful 6x6 cards. And I just don't make them. Now you're like, okay, girlfriend, now you have a piece of paper. What are we going to do for sentiment, right? Sentiment is where we're going to start thinking about. So I think what I would do for a sentiment, right? Because even on this one, I had a hard time coming up with a sentiment. We don't need a sentiment, right? We don't need one. You don't need a sentiment. That is a falsehood. You don't need one. You can give this card to somebody, then they open it, and on the inside, you have the note. You have what you want to say. So you can just send a beautiful card without a sentiment. So let's get that right on the table there. But what I can do, I'm envisioning cutting a piece of this and some white or gold heat embossing. Yes, the keyhole system is great. This is not the keyhole system, but still super duper easy to put together. Super duper easy. So I'm going to put this right in front of me. It's probably going to slide down a little bit. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to start building. So I can move my panel out of the way because that's our arranging. I just wanted you guys to know what we were doing for the panel. And I'm going to get out. Oh, thank you. Yes, I'll have to send it over and be like, look, I made a 6x6 card. We all have those challenges, right? Like we get stuck in the A2 monster. Once in a while, I'll make an A6, like the 4.5 by 6.5, but I don't usually venture out. Like I feel so brave right now. So I'm going to go ahead, and that one doesn't go on there. So I'm going to go ahead and grab the right piece. This one goes on here. So we just layer it together. Okay, and I'm going to grab this one. Now, honestly, I don't know if you guys do this, and I would love to know from you guys. Do you follow the layering guide, or like, are you like me where you just start randomly picking up pieces and you're like, okay, I'm just going to add this piece here and add this piece there, and that's kind of how it's going to go. So I'm curious to hear what you guys think. And apparently I did not cut. That was one of the things I was supposed to cut out of my white paper and did not, was the tops, the caps, mushroom caps. Remember, I told you guys I ran a piece of paper through and it didn't cut anything. Well, that was it. All right. And then I think, you know what, since it's going through anyways, since we're having it go through for a little jaunt anyways, why not add some leaves? You can even see my paper's wrinkled from going through all on its own. So we'll add the leaf die because why not? I love leaves. You know, and that's the other thing. So you're looking at this set and you're like, okay, I can make a mushroom card, but what else can I do? Look at the leaves. The leaves you can add to the Craft-A-Flower. The leaves you can add to a card panel, right? Just add leaves, leaves in a sentiment, leaves in different colors, right? So you can it does. It does. It makes you feel so smart when you're like, I didn't even use the layering guide. You know, you're like, I did it. I did it. It was me. I did it. I did a thing. You're like so proud, you know, when you didn't use the layering guide. All right. So here we go. I'm glad to hear that though, because like I feel that way. I'm like, man, I did it without the layering guide. I feel so smart. Feel so good. Feel so good. All right, so now I'm just seeing which one goes with which one, matching them up here, having a match game. And when Helena was talking, that's a good tip. If you are somebody that does not like puzzles, it's a great tip to actually trace your dies when they're in the package before you take them out the first time. For me, it's like a game. Like, how can you saw as I was going through, how can I fit these back in, right? So like that to me is so much fun. I love that. Okay, so I think this is this one right here. So we're going to put that there. We're not going to put it down because what are we going to add to that? Can anybody tell me what we're going to put on there into the mushroom house? Does anybody out there know what we're going to put in there? I bet you a few of you know what's going to happen in between the mushroom cap and the mushroom house. And I'm using my glue tape because a lot of excess doesn't run around because it is a square pattern. It's not just full adhesive. And the great thing is because of that pattern in the tape, it can be used as a temporary hold. I mean, we don't do it much anymore, right? Because we have all of our sticky mats and fabulous things. But back in the day, we used this to like hold stuff in place, like stencils. Oh, I may have lost my little red mushroom. Oh, there it is. Okay. And yes, I sound just like that when I'm all alone too. I get all squeaky. Where's my mushroom? See, I got too excited. I'm like, oh, I can do 2 cards in this. I can do 2 cards. But I think because I love my friend and because I want to show her that I can do a 6x6 card, I think we're just going to do a 6x6 card today. I hope you guys will count that as, you know, either 1.5 or my 2 cards, because that's a lot of real estate in there. So, and that's why I get nervous usually making them, is so much real estate, right? So, yeah. So hopefully I get this counted as 2 cards. I'm hoping we'll go to the judges. Maybe size. Does size matter of a card? Like I could make 2A2 cards, but I really, really wanted to do that. So I'm hoping I don't lose my what do we call it? What you guys know me for the 2 cards. I don't want to lose my reputation. Oh, 1.5. Good. Oh, Helena said it counts. Bernadette said it counts. Perfect. Barbara is the fair but tough judge. 1.5. I love you, Barb. Barbara's a dear friend. So for folks out there saying, oh my God, she said she was a tough judge. Barbara's a dear friend. She comes and crafts with me every Saturday, and she has for so long. And it's so wonderful. She adds such a wonderful vibe to our group, and she is a newly certified Altenew educator. So another congratulations, because you really can't say congratulations enough when it comes to becoming an educator. All right, so this one, we have our little roof, and I've already put kind of the 2 pieces together. So it shows layering them separate, but again, are we looking at the instructions? Kind of no. So we're going to put this. Okay, we're kind of looking at them, but kind of not. And then we're going to pop that mushroom up anyways. And I should have left them in place. So there's that one. There's that one. There's that one. Oh, and I made an extra mushroom. And there's my topper for this one. Okay. Yeah, these are the only, like Pam was saying earlier, these are the only kind of mushrooms that I want to mess with. I know. They taste soggy to me. I'm not a I I can't say I like crunchy because I don't eat a lot of salads, but I like nachos. Does that count? Those are crunchy. LOL, my dear friends. All right. I'm speeding, so a little bit of my white showing, but I'm okay with that because look at the highlight. But look at our black ink. Look at that. Look at the dimension in that we're getting. How cool is that? All right, here we go. Pulling off the tape. We'll put that down. Then we just got to put our windows together. It'll be close. We got about 14 and a half minutes. I am going to bring out my glue tube for those little spots. But I'm glad we cut those extra leaves. Now, listen, I love this set alone for the leaves. Like, I would buy this set alone for the leaves. I just think it's so adorable. But I think this is a set too, right? We have a lot of nanas and grandmas and memes and all of that out there. Oh gosh, did I forget? Nope. Okay, I'm good. All right, there we go. I was just like, oh, did I forget a piece? But I already put the white piece on. We have a lot of those out there, right? So you guys got to have some cute little things when the kids come over. And I think this could be something that would be really, really fun. Depending on the age of the kiddo, right? You may want to go ahead and you may want to ink blend like all of the doors and all of that stuff. But and this one you can see kind of curves here. Okay, watch the vertigo eyes. Vertigo eyes. So this one kind of curves down. So I'm going to curve down. And I'm getting out the specialized detail tool. I think that's my next dream from Altenew is a fine tip glue bottle. I think that's my next dream. Oh, there we go. All right. It doesn't go and then it goes with this. Again, Bull and China Shop. Bull and China Shop. All right. So we're going to put this on here, and I'm a little shaky because I'm hurrying, but that's okay. Okay. And then we're going to, this one goes down on the big house. He's going to the big house. Going to the big house. The big house, the big house. And then it kind of curves like a little door. Oh my gosh, it's so cute. And as you add the pieces, right, it just gets cuter and cuter and cuter and cuter. All right, and then we have all these little bits and bobs, and we have, why don't they ever call them Norm? We always say bits and bobs. Woo, I lost a window. Okay, I lost a window. Is it under my computer? It's under my computer. I found a window. Good news, good news. Got a window. All right, here we go. But yeah, why do they always say bits and bobs? It's always Bob. Okay. I'm going to put that there. And then I am going to get this tiny little one. This one reminds me of a little ghosty. There you go. Got that. So we're going to just put, so yes, that is my next dream. I've had many dreams. First, it was the Martian terrain markers. Those came true. The Altenew the micro blending brushes, didn't know it was a dream. Then they came out and I'm like, okay, my life is complete. What do I want next? So yeah, next I think is a fine tip glue bottle that's like black with gold and some gold like flowers all the way up it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I have a vision. Okay, here we go. I just like to dream, you know. Oh, yes. And I have glow in the dark paste, Bernadette. So that could be really cute. Or they even have glow in the dark paper, right? So that would be really, really cute to add as well. All right, and let's put this one. I'm not overly concerned if I get the wrong door on the wrong house, right? Nobody's going to know. You guys won't tell. Or if we had blended a little bit of like yellow, so it looks like there was like a little camp light in there. How cute would that be? And then this window is kind of leaning to the left a little bit. So you know he goes together. So don't worry. I know sometimes, my loves, we panic. Oh, I did it backwards. Sometimes we panic, right? Because we don't have the keyhole system, and we love the keyhole system, but we don't need to panic because this goes together so easily. Just looking at my shapes here. Get off center a little bit. Put that on back. I am going to finish these, I promise. Okay, I got 9 minutes or so. 9-ish minutes. I may go a minute over. Hopefully that's okay. I'm sorry, Bernadette. I'm so sorry. I shouldn't have been bragging, Bernadette. You should have said, no, Bridget, no. You should have said, stop that. Okay, and then these little pieces are tricky. But if you have tweezers and a glue gun, you are okay. They're the little windowsill. I mean, Altenew thinks of everything, right? So we got our little windowsills. Of course, the one I dropped on the floor today and found, I mean, I can't even say 9 times out of 10, I would never find that piece. Like, that just is never a possibility. That's just not a thing of finding that piece. I don't know how I found that today. I have no idea how I found that today. All right. And then the little kind of roundy window goes over. This one goes over here. This kind of plain one with no window panes. Oh, we got Dexy hair. It is now a project. Oh, and I didn't cut all of my windows. So I apologize. I'm missing a window. I have the window. I'm missing the 2 pieces. That's okay. Because there's supposed to be 2 windows on here, and there's supposed to be a window on there. But I missed the window. I missed it. I missed the opening, guys. I missed it. Where they went to, gosh, I don't know. All right, we're going to call it good. We're just going to put a leaf over it. We're going to call it good. I'm just looking to see if I can see them. I guess I cut this extra and not that. Okay, that's okay. We're going to put our leaf over it and call it a day. And then we have our little stones, we have our little leaves, and we have all of our mushrooms. And just look at the difference that black makes on there, my friends. Look at the difference. Yeah, we'll just do this. We'll just, on the card, we're going to have like a leaf coming in or something. Okay, so we have our village. We have our sapphire village. Okay, we don't need that anymore. We're going to need some foam tape more, of course. So let's have them kind of lay out. So I think I'm going to put 2 small ones, and I will cut my window. So I finish this off. And then I'm going to put this one here. Now you may be looking and going, girlfriend, your mushrooms are floating. Oh, I'm making this. Yes. I missed my window of opportunity. Yes, I'm good at that sometimes. Sometimes I'm very good at that. Sometimes I'm excellent at that. All right, so we're going to put this big, and remember this pale gray cardstock. If you like it, go check her out. It's it's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. All right, we're going to put our little stepping stone here. Okay. And thank you guys for giving me credit for doing, well, Barb said 1.5, but I got a couple folks that said because it's such a large card, I could have credit for 2. So thank you so much for that. I appreciate it. I didn't want to lose my moniker or my crafty mojo of 2 cards, but I really wanted to make this for my friend so she would open it and be like, oh my gosh, Bridget can make a 6x6 card. It's crazy, but it's true. That song. It's crazy, but it's true. All right, and I'm going to just throw some stepping stones because, of course, gnomes like to visit their neighbors, don't they? They are social beings. Now, you can have a lot of fun with this, right? I would take some dark night. I would blend that up in the sky, and I still might, right? I won't, Barbara. I'll always remember. I'll always remember that, Barbara. I'm just kidding. We have a lot of laughs, my friends. I host, if you are a new crafter, I do host a free Saturday craft session every single Saturday. A lot of the educators come in and teach. And I mean, the techniques they teach. I'm going to chop this up so I can use it because I want to be able to use all of these beautiful leaves. And it's a little too long for my needs here. So I'm just going to chop it up. So I want this one to kind of be like a forest. So yeah, if you reach out to me, Facebook, YouTube, reach out, and we do Altenew projects every Saturday at 1:00, unless there's like a big Altenew event, like a retreat. But every Saturday we are there, rain, snow, sleet, shine. We are there, especially in the winter. But I think we were talking about it. It's 1 p.m. Eastern time. So either Eastern Daylight or Eastern, standard, whichever season we're in. All right. And this is the least amount of tape you're ever going to see me use. And the only reason is because I have 4 minutes. So I want to get my beautiful 6x6 card finished in the time. Even if I have a photo finish. All right, we're going to pop that there. Okay, I can't do it. I lied. I'm sorry. I tried, you guys, but my hand started shaking like this, and the foam tape started leaning towards me, and it was a whole thing. You guys saw that, right? The foam tape coming at me. We have lots of fun. Yes, we do. We call it the Altenew time zone. My dear friend and educator of the year this year, the beautiful Pam Bodeker, she has a clock in her studio because she is in most of the time. I think she's Pacific time, but she switches. She's in Arizona, so she does a little switcheroo sometimes. So she has a clock just for Altenew. She has an Altenew time zone clock. So we like to say the Altenew. It's not the Eastern time zone. If you're an Altenew person, it's the, I can't do it, guys. I got to add the dimension. I got to do it. So we call it the Altenew time zone. But yeah, 1:00, and we just craft. We talk about Altenew, we craft, learn some new techniques, and we just have a lot of fun. So love to have you join us to enhance your crafting journey. Or I know a lot of folks don't know anybody else crafty in their lives. So, sometimes these groups are the only way you get to be with your people and kind of talk about crafting. Okay, I trimmed that too much, so we're going to have to add another one. I got a little overzealous. Can we move it? Nope. Nope. All right. This one. Oh, Bernadette, I was hoping. I just want to put this. I'm trying, Bernadette. I'm trying. Oh, goodness. Bernadette sees my name on the schedule, and she knows it's going to be wild. It's going to be a wild crafting session. That's why it's Crafty Adventures, because it's like, when like my husband, and it's actually named after my husband, he used to come in and he'd be like, "You want to go for a ride?" And I'm like, "Yep," kind of like I was a dog. "You want to go for a ride?" And yeah, and then we just end up in these random places, and that's some of my best memories. We would hop in the car, fill our little cooler with a couple sandwiches and some snacks and water, and we had the best times ever. So I thought when it came time to do this, I was like, what do I have for a name? Like, do I want to focus on techniques? What do I want to focus on? And so that's how my name came about. I know it's almost there. It's almost there. I'm dying, Bernadette. I'm trying. I feel like I'm racing in the crafty marathon here. The tape loves me. I'm telling you. Instant dimension foam tape would not let me not use enough instant dimension foam tape. It just wouldn't let me. It literally will fall at me. It loves me. I do love the colors. And so I hope today's takeaway, I hope it's a couple of things. So while I finish up this card, let me give you today's takeaways that I hope stay with you. So the first is, just because it's colored cardstock doesn't mean you're done. Okay. You can add additional depth and dimension as we did. Don't be afraid of black ink. Okay. That's the next one. I'm terrified of it. But you know what? Some days you just got to grab that ink and a blending brush and you got to go for it, my love, and see what happens. Because that's when the best things happen, when you're not planning something or when it makes you a little bit uncomfortable. That's when some of the best crafty things happen, I think. So make sure you push yourself out of your comfort zone. The other one is, remember when you're ink blending your die cuts, pretend there are no more layers. And again, that's my advice for stencils too. Pretend there are no more layer stencils, that it's just this one layer. If you have to make this one layer of cardstock or this one layer of stencil, tell a story. What story do you want to tell? Okay, because that's what we're doing with our cards and our projects. Let's not forget that. We're here to tell a story. We're here to tell a crafty, crafty story. And so, so you want to make sure, and I was going to put one, no window, and I can trim off the stem. Yes. And I didn't have to put a window. But that's the thing. So remember, my friends, you know, we're like newscasters, except we're crafters. And we're here to tell a story. We're here to show the beauty and the passion that we have for, you know, helping others and being ambassadors in this community and helping and cheering people up, because that's what we do. I always paraphrase this and I probably don't do it well. But our CEO, I think that's going to go there. I don't know if it's too much. I've got to think on that piece. You know how you have some pieces you got to think on. But our amazing CEO, Nabil, he said crafters are one of the few groups that get up every day to do something for somebody else. And we are, you know, there are other groups out there, but as a group, we crafters, we think every day when we get out of bed, I have to make a card for Susie or Billy, and I really want to make it special, right? We want to make it special. We don't want to make a card just to make a card. We put a lot of love and passion into our cards. So we want to make sure that we're doing this. So, you know, I just want to share that with you. And remember, we're ambassadors. We share beautiful projects and we share a lot of love with the world around us. And sometimes people need that love. Sometimes they're shut in, sometimes they're alone, all of that. And this is not a snake, I promise. This is my light. That looked like a snake curled up. I would never have a snake. I'm terrified of them. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you had fun. I'm so glad I was able to play with this die set. I really wanted to last week, and I was like, oh, Lydia showed it. But then I looked back, and she didn't show making it. So I hope this encourages you guys to go check it out in the store, as well as the rest of the August release, because I have to tell you, September's creeping up pretty fast, like slinking in there like an inchworm, but it's coming, and more beautiful things are coming. So make sure you check out August before September comes out, and check out this beautiful Mushroom Cottage set. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Thank you so much to the amazing Bernadette behind. She knows my moves before I'm moving, so I love it. Thank you all to you. Oh, thank you so much, you guys. I'm glad you guys liked the card. Thank you for all of you joining this, because it would be pretty boring with just Bernadette and I sitting here and I'm talking to her and she's typing to me. So thank you so much for joining us. And as always, from all of the Altenew family, thank you so much for allowing us to help you craft your life. We'll see you all soon. Bye, everyone. Oh, and Emery.